So I spent an hour and a half at the DMV last week to register my car and to get a driver's license. There was a lot of paperwork. I had to prove my identity. I had to prove my ownership of the car. They had to inspect the car. I had to take a driving test, even though I've been driving for 25 years, to prove that I knew the laws or was familiar enough with them to properly and responsibly operate my vehicle. The other day, I was applying for using online payments with my new online accounting service. I had to provide my proof of identity. They ran a quick background check. I had to verify my identity based on questions dating back to when I was 12 years old. I provided my social security number. I provided my driver's license. I provided all of this information just to be able to take payments online. There's an argument that you can't legislate evil. And guess what? I 100% agree with that. You cannot legislate evil. We can't stop the way that the world is. We can't stop people from being angry and frustrated and mentally disturbed and just being human, because humans are full of emotions, and one of those is rage, and you see it. When you're driving, people get crazy. I've seen people get out of cars and physically walk up to other cars and bash windows in because someone cut them off. You cannot stop people from being people. So given that we can't stop people from being people, and you're right, we cannot legislate evil, which is not a thing, by the way. No, you can't legislate people being people. But you know what you can do? You sure as hell can legislate whose hands we're putting lethal weapons into. No one wants to come for your guns. That's not what this is about. And that seems to be where the argument always stops. It's always like, oh, well, Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment. I 100%, again, agree. No one should come and take your guns. If you're a responsible gun owner, you should be willing to, in order to obtain your guns responsibly, have some sort of registration or background check process, or whatever it takes to make sure that we know who has a deadly weapon that's capable of mass killings, right? We're not talking about, like, there can be levels. Like, maybe your standard, like, Magnum pistol, whatever, doesn't need to be as highly regulated as, say, an AR-15, right? I mean, like, there are levels. It's like drugs. There's different schedules of drugs. And that's a whole nother argument. But let's just keep it here. So maybe you have to go through a more stringent process to obtain a weapon like that. That's all. That's it. You're right. We can't get rid of all the guns. There are too many. And this is not Australia. Australia, yes, is a large place geographically, but population-wise it's not, right? And culture-wise it's not. The thing with the United States of America is it's United States, right? Every state's different, and even within those states, because the states are so dang big, you have cultural differences all across. It makes it hard to make decisions on a federal level that affect everybody, because everybody's got different opinions, and you can't really get a good majority. But time and again, research has shown, especially in light of the last 20 years of horrific shootings that have mainly affected our children, that people support sensible change to gun laws. That's it. That's it. No one's taking away guns. No one wants to do that. I just want them to be better regulated. It's in the Constitution, a well-regulated militia. Well, if you consider yourself part of the unspoken militia, I guess you're accepting that you're going to be well-regulated. We're all violently agreeing about the same thing. We're all in agreement. You can't legislate evil. We don't want to take away anyone's guns, and we all believe in the Second Amendment. It's all there. We're all agreeing, and we're just not agreeing to the approach to it. And it's ridiculous. The arguments are ridiculous. Like, we all want the same thing. We want our kids to be safe. We want ourselves to be safe. I want to be able to go to a movie theater and watch a movie and not have to look over my back. The last thing the world needs is another voice talking about this, but here's the thing. I tend to gloss over all the BS that's happening in the world because, like, there's not a big effect I can have on it, so I just kind of keep my head down and do my thing. But I'm tired of this. I'm tired of it. We're all tired of it. And yes,
we don't know what the solution is, but until we try something, just a little something, we'll never know. And not trying, that is the true evil.